I can't afford a home, I don't feel safe, groceries are way too expensive, my entire neighborhood is filled with homeless people. Best I can do is ban TikTok.
In light of the looming ban of TikTok in America, I can't help but recall my reticence to use the app when I first was made aware of it. And of course, I used it from afar until I became a content creator. And at that point, you kind of sort of have to use the app. And so about a year and a half ago, I capitulated and downloaded the app. And the interesting thing about the app is that it's, in a way, a window into the soul of the people who consume it and create the TikToks. And you get to see really interesting things like this. This is a very fun educational TikTok that teaches learners of Japanese. One, when you're using an E adjective, you can take off the E sound and say it very strongly as a way of enhancing the meaning. In this case, bitter, which is what nigai means. And the second is teaching you the word nigai in a way that's very interesting. And in that way, I've come to understand that there is a lot of positive value in the app because there are just things that it contributes to the greater conversation.
No free healthcare. Mass shootings every other day. Women don't have control over their bodies. Rent is astronomical. Can't afford to own a home.
The brilliance of the TikTok app is that it gets you into a story or a joke or someone's monologue very quickly, and it gets you out of it very quickly. And along with the jokes and the monologues are very touching, moving stories like this one. This is a young 16-year-old child that was flown into Geneva. He's clearly malnourished because he's weighing less than 30 kilograms, and he's getting treatment, and he had a leg amputated from an injury from a place in Western Asia that's going through strife. And you can see that this young man wants to share the hamburger with his doctor. Of course, if the doctor is residing in Geneva, then he has no need to eat hamburgers because he has access to this kind of food all the time. But this young kid, he doesn't want to eat without offering half of the food to the doctor who, I guess, operated on him. And you see the comments of a story like this, it is very moving. And you know that this is making people cry, it's moving people to tears, because even going through the hardship that this young boy has gone through, he's still willing to share. And it's these kinds of stories that I think really sets the app apart from the other social media apps, because it's very difficult to get into this kind of story in other places.
Have to work 3 jobs just to get by. Not feeding our children at school. Funding a genocide. But we got rid of that app, though.
Thoughts on the rumored relationship between Draya Michele and Jalen Green. Joe Budden called her a predator. But me personally, I don't know a whole lot about her. I mean, I know she dated Orlando Scandrick. I think they have a child together. But that's about what I know about her. Damn, Gil, why you up there got a stone? Man, Gil, no, man, Gil, this man sat up here stone faced. I'm up here talking, so you know a lot about him.
Hey, your research team, stop researching.
I'm over here thinking about, man, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know a little something.
As Gen Xers, I think we have a unique advantage in the social media age because we came of age along with the internet. So we can truly understand the power of social media. But now we're seeing generations raised on social media, and one of the effects we're seeing is your social media footprint, your internet footprint remains forever. And so every time that you turn on your camera or you post a video or you do something that can be spoken of on social media, it remains there. And not only do the things that you post remain there, but the things you do in your life, especially if you are someone that is a starlet or a star or an athlete or someone that's popular, that story, even if it's not true, can remain on the internet forever. One of the positive things about social media is the real-time conversations you can have with people around the world about current events. One of the very negative things about social media is you can have real-time conversations with people around the world about current events. And that's something that you're seeing with the Draya Michele situation, because she has a past, and because of her age and how she attracted the person she chose and the decisions she made, created a conversation that's just messy. One gentleman writes, "Hell of inappropriate. She is still a woman and a mother. Show some class." But people are laughing at the comment because her behavior is very difficult to defend. But there are still some guys out there trying to defend it. In this conversation, the first and third comment from a young lady and the second comment from a gentleman. They're two consenting adults. She secured the bag. The reply, "Is that what we're calling out of wedlock pregnancy now?" Her reply, "Not this case. They're still consenting adults. He has a fat contract, and what better way to secure 18 years of child support?" Of course, many people are speaking about this particular situation, but there are a couple of talking points that bother me, and it's very difficult for me to let them go. The first one is, as a 39-year-old woman, she is effectively someone to be looked up to in the community, especially for younger young ladies that may be teenagers or in their early 20s. And to see that she is using this kind of behavior to quote unquote secure the bag is basically telling young ladies that no matter what, you should be looking for a person you can have a child with to secure the bag. And women as old as 40 are still doing this behavior. But the second and the more troubling aspect to this is this young man is seen as a resource that should be milked. He is a young basketball player, and instead of young people or people around him going to him and saying, "Let's work on some financial literacy," or "How can we set you up so that you could be successful when you're 30, you can help employ some other people," he is just someone that has a bag, and someone can secure the bag, or multiple people can secure the bag by just finding him and doing what's necessary to get what you can get off of him. And that's what's sad to me, because in other cultures, this example, what we see here, not only doesn't happen, but there are cultures with systems that work so hard to make sure that not only is this kind of exploitation unimaginable, but they will actually build a bubble of comfortability, of protection around their stars to protect them from the scrutiny of the internet.
久しぶりの遠征いかがですか？
はい、やっぱり地方に来るのは楽しいので嬉しいです。
小学生みたい。じゃあ、マナのアピールポイント。
アピールポイント。最近は3番をやらせてもらってるんですけど、3番ですけど、今まで通りリバウンドにはがっつり入りたいと思ってるので、そこを見ていただければと思います。
では最後にマナの勝負おにぎりをどうぞ。
勝負おにぎりの具は梅です。頑張ります。
An argument can be made that Ohtani Shohei is the most popular athlete on the planet Earth right now. So unless you're living under a rock somewhere, you've heard of the news of him recently tying the knot with Mamiko Tanaka, a 27-year-old graduate of Waseda University, which is probably the equivalent of Harvard, a former basketball player, and now his new bride. Per the BBC, the Los Angeles Dodgers star shared a photo with Mamiko Tanaka, a former basketball player, for the first time on his Instagram on Thursday. The newlyweds are seen in front of an airplane as the team makes its way to South Korea as part of the Major League Baseball World Tour. Ohtani did not reveal her identity when he announced their marriage last month. It's here where the sudden announcement of Ohtani Shohei's marriage gets really interesting in my opinion. Per Yahoo News, Ohtani Shohei Senshu, hajimete atta no wa 3年ちょっと前. So I first met her about 3 years ago. 会見で結婚について語る, talking about his marriage at a press conference. 交際期間については, speaking about the time they were romantically dating, 初めて会ったのが3、4年前だって言うだけなので, they met about 3 or 4 years ago. 実際にどれぐらいだったかはわからないです。So he doesn't remember clearly, but somewhere between 3 and 4 years ago they met each other. 婚約をしたのが去年なので、それを目指すなら去年になるんですかね。So they planned on getting engaged to get married last year, and that's basically what they did. And of course, what's interesting about all of this is that not a single drop, a peep of it, leaked on social media. When you take a second to think about it, it's a modern miracle that someone as famous as Ohtani Shohei could not only be romantically involved with someone for a 3 to 4 year period, but not have that disclosed. People didn't even know who she was. It's a testament to the fact that there is a system that is built around Shohei Ohtani that is there to help him succeed. And not just him, but his marriage, his family life, his social life, to keep all of that off of social media in the age of TikTok. It's a modern miracle. Contrast the system around Ohtani Shohei with someone like Jalen Green, who has no system protecting him from someone that's twice his age, who in many cultures would be a mentor, but in our culture sees him as prey, someone that will help her secure the bag. And instead of trying to find a way to make sure that this young man can be financially successful and put other people on when he's in his early 30s, he's going to be worried about child support for the next 18 years. In effect, he's going to be consumed, exploited. And of course, there are many people that will say, well, he's a man, he should know better than this. But when your mentors, your elders, and you can clearly say that she's an elder when she's 39 to his 21, are seeing you as someone to be exploited, it is hard for young people to have a chance. And in the age of social media, and particularly TikTok, we're seeing this in plain view. And the app that TikTok is really showing us how truly void of substance and, dare I say, empathy the Black community has become. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.